Welcome back to the Chaos Storm. In today's video, I want to talk about some new weapons that can make Halo Infinite Sandbox the best we know it can be. Now, before we get into the meat, I want to preface most of the weapons we have in Infinite already are decent. The balance has been relatively good in ranked and casual aside from a few gripes. And although this video isn't about trying to reformulate or rebalance the core gameplay loop, I want to talk about how some weapons could better service the fans and make the sandbox more interesting. Now with that being said, I have 7 weapons I feel like we need in Halo Infinite. Let's jump in feet first. First on our list, let's talk about the OG Plasma Rifle. Coming in as a fan favorite for almost a decade, this alien fish cannon has been almost as iconic as the elites themselves. From the most inexperienced miner to the hardened field general, this weapon was a staple for the Covenant during the entire war. For whatever odd reason 343 abandoned this weapon is beyond me, and I don't think it can be justified. But in my opinion, it was the wrong move. It really is one of those rare cases where a weapon is fun to shoot and to get shot at by, and it looks sexy in anyone's hands. These are just a few reasons why I think it should come back, but we really need a Covenant weapon that can kill, unlike the Pulse Carbine. Hell, maybe even the combat evolved plasma rifle would be a great power weapon, or wall pickup in ranked. If not, it can always be a great addition in Forge or custom games. Next up, we have the Covenant Carbine. Between the sleek purple and strange reload, this gun oozes sex appeal and should be part of the banished weapon of choice. It's alien enough to pass as a counterpart for the battle rifle, so it can serve as an excuse to get added, and a badass sleek coat of red and gray would make it fit right in. Variety never really hurts as long as it's implemented correctly, and I've always found it strange that they decided to replace this gem as it's been a solid piece for years. And speaking of solid pieces, we have our third entry, the Fuel Rod Cannon. Spamming rapid fire destruction, this thing was always a quirky and fun weapon in previous titles. Though not as quick as its UNSC counterpart, it's far more destructive with its massive magazine and fire rate, making short work of enemy infantry and vehicles. And let's be honest with each other, it's really damn cool. You could absolutely make a case for it to return to the franchise, and the pure fun factor of unloading explosive rods into a group of randoms is pretty damn fun. And I really can't tell you how many times I've picked this thing up in Halo 3. Raining death into a pile of grunts rarely gets old. Even from the moment I saw it at Combat Evolved, it's been stuck with me ever since. The self-destruct feature was a nice touch to the first iteration, and hell, we could even add that back in the game. But maybe regulate it only to custom games. Nevertheless, this yellow boombox of death should most definitely return to style in the games. But with that being said, we have one of the most recognizable weapons from Halo 3, the Spartan Laser. This magnificent weapon is an effective tool at dispatching vehicles and does it in a way that oozes nothing but sex appeal. I love the skewer, I really do, and it deserves a place in the sandbox as the proverbial hammer, but the Spartan Laser could easily be the scalpel. I think the variety alone of anti-vehicle weapons is a good enough reason to bring this weapon back. Maybe even bring it in as a rare upgrade to mix things up in the sandbox. And if you're not convinced, I'm not sure why you hate fun. Not a personal jab, I swear, but laser tag is really fun if you've never tried it. Racking in the 5th place is the original shotgun. I truly believe the sound of racking a pump shotgun is the universal sign of kiss your ass goodbye, and this one should be no different. Look, let's be real, Infinite shotguns are cool, but the Heatwave and Bulldog seem redundant in my opinion. 2 medium range, rapid fire rate shotguns are great additions, but we need some of the old style of weapons back. And sooner or later we are going to get infection, and I will lose my mind if we don't have something similar. Imagine getting rushed by 3 infected Spartans at the same time, and all you have is the Bulldog. I don't really like my chances, honestly, but nevertheless, I think it more than deserves a spot in the sandbox 1,000 times over and then some. And keeping it close quarters, we have the SMG spraying its way into number 6. Making its debut in Halo 2, I didn't think much of the SMG at the time, but that all changed in Halo ODST as it was considerably upgraded and was insanely cool with the suppressor. During the campaign is where I fell in love with Jazz and a gun, as its sleek style and rapid fire proved it can hold a place in Halo's legendary gameplay loop. Even if it came to Infinite as a joke, I would be jumping off the walls for this gun, as nothing really screams badass more than spraying down a group of foxtrots in a flurry of blood and guts. We may never see dual wielding return in another Halo title, but it would be a crime if we don't get this weapon added to Halo Infinite custom games, suppressor hopefully included. And last but certainly not least, we have the designated marksman rifle. One of the most memorable weapons in the Halo Reach era and a temporary replacement for the battle rifle. This weapon is no stranger to controversy or hate. Having said that though, a large group of players, and myself included, have grown to love the rugged and precise design. Albeit not as satisfying as the quick burst of the battle rifle, it instead acts as a refreshing addition to the combat loop. Picking out targets and dispatching them at a safe distance is fun for many, and as long as 343 balances it correctly, this could be a great alternative to the commando and the battle rifle. But that's my humble opinion. I know some of these may seem like they're out of left field, but hey, we're trying to have fun here at the end of the day. I don't expect these weapons to be prominent in ranked, especially if they mess with the balance too much, and I don't think you can have too many weapons for a 10-year game if you ask me. But that's all for me today. Some honorable mentions before I go include the beam rifle and the grenade launcher. And if I've missed any of your favorites, let me know down below in the comments. Until next time, Technique out.